and Octavius was only 19 years old. What could a 19-year-old possibly do against the most powerful men in Rome? Most people would have walked away. Octavius didn't. He made his decision. He would return to Rome. His journey would change history. When Octavius arrived in Italy, he began telling people who he was. Not simply Octavius, but Caesar's adopted son, Gaius Julius Caesar. He claimed the name Caesar, and that name was powerful. Veterans of Caesar's armies began to notice him. They remembered their dead commander. They remembered the man who had led them across Gaul, across the Rubicon, across the battlefields of the Civil War. And now, Caesar's heir had returned. But Mark Antony wasn't impressed. Antony had power, he had soldiers, he had influence, and he believed Octavius was just a child, a boy who had no idea what he was getting himself into. Antony underestimated him, and that mistake would cost him dearly. Octavius soon discovered that Caesar's will had left money to the citizens of Rome. But there was a problem. The money wasn't immediately available. Octavius needed resources. So he began using his own fortune. He sold property, raised funds, and started paying Caesar's promised inheritance to the people. Why? Because he understood something important. Money could buy loyalty, but gratitude could build something even stronger. The people began to notice. The young heir wasn't hiding. He wasn't running. He was claiming Caesar's legacy. And slowly, support began to gather around him. But Octavius knew he couldn't defeat Antony alone, so he looked toward the Senate. There was another powerful figure who opposed Antony, Marcus Tullius Cicero, the famous Roman statesman. Cicero believed Antony was becoming too dangerous, and he saw Octavius as a possible weapon against him, a young Caesar, who could be used to fight an older Caesar. The Senate began supporting Octavius, but Octavius wasn't foolish. He understood that the senators didn't truly love him. They needed him, and he needed them. For the moment, their interests were the same. Then came war. Antony marched against forces loyal to the Senate. Octavius raised his own army. Remember, this was a 19-year-old, but he had something the Senate needed: Caesar's veterans, and those soldiers were willing to fight for Caesar's heir.